This Mercury RX retrograde feels like the collective is making all of the right mistakes. The right mistakes. I hesitated when I even prepared my lips to say what my brain was thinking when I said the right mistakes, because we reject that ideology that that's even possible. I was shuffling, meditating on the energy, and didn't necessarily intend for a card to come out, but it did anyways. And so I'm going to roll with that. And the card that it is represents sense of self and identity and power in that. And it's where I would take it as a reader, technically in this position, reversed, in the reverse view. Okay. And in this reverse view, this is where the ego comes down and we get real with ourselves in regards to ourself and our identity. The things that we cannot control, the things that we can control, the things that we are proud of, the things that we wish we could erase or delete. There seems to be some things going on in this current Mercury retrograde. Whenever you're watching this is timeless. Any Mercury retrograde in which this finds you, it is accurate and it's true, and it was meant to find you. This Mercury RX has you making the right mistakes. For whatever reason, it's divine and it's necessary and it's needed for you to feel nervous and or anxious in the aspects that you feel nervous and or anxious within. The things that you're nervous and or anxious to start, to say, to do, to think, to feel, that's the point. The things that you are anxious or afraid to admit, that's the point. There's meaning and reason in those feelings. There's a reason why you want to neglect or reject this truth or reality. This Mercury RX is bringing it to the forefront so that it can no longer be denied, ignored, or claimed by another that it doesn't belong to. This is a season where the energy is so nerve-wracking. You will say what you need to say, even when your voice shakes. And that is why you will win. That is why you will have it. You're about to prove yourself to yourself in this season. That's what this Mercury RX is setting you up for. The anxious feelings, they need to be there in regards to whatever these things are, because it's helping you to set forth an action plan, something to do about those feelings. Those feelings are there for a reason. Use them, apply them. Let them make you, not break you. Four of Cups. This concept of seeing that it's right in front of you, yet denying it. The concept of seeing is believing is coming through. Wow. And we have a card of deception at the bottom of the deck. So this lets me know that things not seen accurately and or truly are going to be at the forefront here. Again, bringing up those nervous feelings, okay? This could also be in regards to yourself. You could be starting something new, being in a new place, a new space, doing something new, feeling new. Something is new, fresh, flamboyant, vibrant, out of your comfort zone. Or just out of your norm. Even if this is something that you're purposely intending to grow into, that doesn't mean that you're not scared, nervous, or anxious. But those nerves and that anxiety can really blind you to what you need. We're removing the blindfold. We are removing the blindfold. Because there are multiple gold mines right before you, right within you, right up under your feet. This Mercury retrograde is having you to make all the right mistakes so that you can see these gold mines without reprieve. Is that the word? without questioning. Basically, this is a season where there will be a deepened appreciation for something, whether this be a physical thing, a person, an aspect, a type of person, a type of personality, whatever it may be. What else here for my collective? Gathered here. There's also this energy that keeps coming back up here, where there's an admittance to fear or an admittance of not knowing or not understanding or not processing, that is actually putting you in a higher position. Basically, the things that make the thing or things that make you feel weak or vulnerable are actually the things that make you gain strength. Yeah, the Ace of Wands and the El Diablo. In order to conquer it, you have to face it, which makes it look like the most daunting thing ever, which makes you question the validity of it, which makes you question the sanity of it, which makes you question the sanctity of it, which makes you question the purity of it. There's a lot of, again, nervous energy in regards to new beginnings, new feelings, new experiences. Work through the matters. Find a way to make a change. Figure it out is the energy here, because you will. Because you always do. Maybe not always on your own. We have a Tower here. These are the nerves, the anxious things. This is happening intentionally in this season so that you can provide comfort for yourself. You're being shown where you're uncomfortable, where you feel naked, so that you can be clothed, so that you can be taken into the space of refuge, so that you can receive the help that you need. Whether this be you giving, well, it's always going to be you giving it to yourself, but just in whatever means or way that you choose to give it to yourself. That alters. What else here for my collective? What else here for my collective gathered here? Yes. Okay. So stepping out of that egoic energy is allowing for a new flow, a new frequency. There's major emphasis here on this collective admitting defeat or admitting that they were wrong or admitting whatever. Whether this be to yourself, others, in everyday life, but it's vulnerability. That's what the form is. We have the World at the bottom of the deck. Because you did this, that's the reason why we had to bring this up in Mercury retrograde currently. Because of what it made you do when you felt like your back was up against the wall, or when you, for some, were even taking things for granted. This is actually something that's also helping you to open up your heart chakra in a way that you never would have before, in a way that only this situation, only these scenarios, only this nervousness, this anxiety could crack you open this deeply into your heart space. Remember that life is always happening for you, not against you. Okay, and not to you. And as I say that, we have, honestly, my favorite card out of this deck. Personally, it's personalized for this one particular deck. You're a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. May you find a path to your best self. This is changing, or this has changed you. Again, cracking you open to a depth that you've never known. We need you to be at that depth, so that you can do what you've never done. In order to do what you've never done before, you have to go places you've never been before. Let's keep that in mind. And we have the Tower here. And again, this is all happening in the midst of anxiety, nerves, contemplation, uncertainty, discomfort, all of the things. It's happening at the same time. And guess what? As it should. Divine time. Very high-pitched, squealing or screeching in the left ear, but I know it's a ringing, but for some reason squealing and screeching came out very prominently. Something about traveling over far distances. Something's going to travel over far distances. Oh, it's going to take you far. Thank you. This experience, this Mercury retrograde, what you learn here, what you do here, your solutions found here are going to take you very, 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 very far, especially in high intensity moments and or impulsive moments that you couldn't have planned for. So your reaction time is getting better in certain cases, or you are less reactive, and this is helpful in certain cases. And whatever this is, whatever this situation has trained you up for, oh baby, untouchable. We have the Strength card. Yes, it's going to take you very far. Like, man, this is one of those moments where it's like, I'm not telling you to, even though it probably could do you some good, to thank God, to thank the energies that be, to thank the universe, whatever you want to call it, for even the mishaps, the misconceptions, the terrible bad things, because Ace of Swords, because of what it brings and what it does. And most importantly, in regards to you, what it does to you spiritually, what it does for you spiritually, what it invokes within you spiritually. You become something new, something brand spanking new. And this is also leading me into another video topic that I have been putting off for some time, which has to do with you and spirituality going together real bad. And that topic has been on my mind for a long time, even though I haven't put it out yet. That doesn't mean that I forgot, baby. It's been on my mind, so I'm going to get to it right now, actually, because this is leading straight into it. So if you're interested in that, if that sounds like it just rings a ding-a-ding-ding bell for you, that you and spirituality go together real bad, check us out over there, because you need to see the monster, the beast. Like, they cannot compete with who you are, with what you be. You, like, that's why I said, like, the powers that be, the powers that are. I think that sometimes people use that as a term for speaking in terms of like the negative people in charge of the matrix or the physical world. But always remember, life is all about perspective and perception, and it always differs based on who you ask, which means that there may be some truth, but there is not all truth. If it's not in unison, it's not one truth. This is getting very woo-woo in regards to spirituality and gnosis. Keeping terms light, though, I don't want to get too deep into it, but in terms of knowing things that you may not have any proof or power of or over. And there's this concept here of separation and powers, and how perspective can make someone say that something or someone is evil or bad, while someone else may say it is good and a blessing of the light. But it almost never is a synonymous vote. So keeping that in mind, what do you really know? Again, this is getting very spiritual, very woo-woo. Again, kind of sprinkling us over into the you and spirituality go together real bad, because the woo-woo doesn't scare you. Actually, the woo-woo is scared of you. That's what this message is trying to let you know, that this Mercury RX has been training you up for your spiritual process, your spiritual purpose. It's right here in front of you, but it's only being given to you in ways that you can manage. So for those of you that wonder, like, why don't I have more of this, or why hasn't this happened, or why hasn't that happened? Trust the process and trust the timing of your life. No matter how cliche it sounds, I need you to get with the program. Trust the timing of your life. Trust God's timing for your life. It's more synchronistic than you would like to give it power to be. Okay? It's more synchronistic than we would even like to agree or admit. I want 2 more cards. I like how that went into the 9 of Swords reversed. I like that because we've been talking about the worries, the concerns, the stressors, the stresses. It's been turned out because this 9 of Swords represents that energy wholeheartedly. But it's been turned out because of the new perspective. There's something here about like things that are stressing you or making you anxious or making you feel nervous. You have a new perspective about it. That's what was meant to be made and molded of you spiritually. See, 7 of Wands here. This is your fighting power. And this is not to say that, oh, like life is always testing me. No. Life is just reminding you of who the fuck you are. Ace of Cups, so that you can prosper on, go far. This is the card that came out when we talked about it's going to take you very far. Ace of Cups here, it's going to take you very far, and it's only just beginning here. This is talking about you, your own self, and your cup, and it being filled up as needed and as necessary. It will take you very far. It will fill oceans. It will connect mountains, okay? It will go light years beyond you. And finally, bottom of the deck energy, the Page of Wands, small but mighty. Something about you need to see is mighty, no matter how small it may seem. It is mighty, mighty, mighty as it can be.